Back in Charlotte as the Crunch gets set for the Charlotte Checkers. Second straight game between the Crunch and the Checkers in the final matchup of the regular season series between these two teams. On Countdown to Crunch Time, presented by Supercuts, I'm Lukas Favale with Crunch head coach Ben Groulx. Ben, last night the Crunch here in Charlotte picked up a 2-1 overtime win over the Checkers. A pretty tight game there last night. What did you think of the Crunch's performance last night against Charlotte?
Well, I thought, like you mentioned, pretty tight game. Did a lot of good things. I also believe that we have room for improvement offensively to play with. I thought we moved the puck pretty well, but I don't think we had our best legs. So for me, skating more tonight, I think we need more speed in neutral zone and more speed on forecheck. So that's going to help our game offensively. Yeah,
that said, though, it must be an encouraging performance then to still find a way to win that game in overtime against it's obviously a really good team and a good defensive team as well. So to find a way to score twice against that team is pretty good.
Yeah, and we're pleased with the game. I thought it was a pretty solid effort, and it's for us, like, we just want to try to improve certain area of our game, and I think it's an area we can be better at.
And it also was a pretty solid defensive effort, it looked like, from the Crunch. And Eddie Pasquale was also really solid, but a lot of blocked shots. There was, it seemed, I don't know, there was not an official count, but there was certainly a heck of a lot of blocked shots last night for the Crunch. Was that kind of one of the big efforts to put up a good, solid defensive performance?
It shows the commitment of our guys. Like when I look at Dumo, Radish, Machine, Labrie, those guys were blocked more than one, and it's good to see that at this time of the year. It shows their commitment, and it's something we talk about, and at one point it's part of the game now. So it's good to see our team doing it.
Yeah, and obviously as the season gets closer and closer to wrapping up here, the regular season, that gets more and more important. You know, you see that a ton in the playoffs, all those block shots. Still, to see the team, committed to that, and as we head to the final 10, 15 games of the season, is good to see them building off of that.
Not only block shot, but like we had a lot of stop and start in our game last night, especially in our zone. We thought we did a good job at protecting our slot and helping our goalie. So no, overall, very happy with the effort.
And the Crunch with a 2-1 overtime win against the Checkers last night. The overtime game-winning goal scored by Lukas Favale, his 30th goal of the season, only the 17th 30-goal season in franchise history. Third by a Crunch rookie. We talked so much about him, but just to see him hit that 30-goal mark now, what do you think that means?
Well, I think it's great. It shows the kind of season he's had. I think it was a ridiculous play by Radish, like the pass, like it's perfect play, like perfect pass, a lot of poise there, and he hit the stick more than anything else. So I thought, it's great to see Alex having those numbers and the season he's had so far, but I thought Ratty last night was exceptional.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned it a few games ago too. Yeah, that set up for Andy Andrioff, a very similar, not similar play, but another good move, and you were kind of dazzling about that. So to see him really start to become a playmaker for this team is a big part of this group as well.
I think we underestimate the playmaker he is. He's such a shooter. He's been scoring so many goals, and nobody really talking about the plays he can make, and it's something we're well aware in our coaching staff, and we appreciate a lot. And again, last night he was a big he was a difference in that game, obviously.
Crunch are getting set for the Charlotte Checkers final game of the season series. Second straight game between the Crunch and the Checkers. We're on Countdown to Crunch Time, presented by Supercuts with Crunch head coach Ben Groulx. And kind of the discussion heading into yesterday was a little bit of a litmus test with about 10, 12 games to go in the season to see where this Crunch team is. I mean, it's now 4 straight wins overall, but 2 games last week in Hartford and Binghamton down at the bottom of the standings. Obviously, Charlotte is number 1, so to get kind of that judge to see where you are down the stretch here, and for sure that's good for the coaching staff as well, just to see where you match up against one of the top teams.
I really like our attitude last night, and it's something we talk a lot with our guys, like don't look back and don't look ahead. Stay in the now, and in the now it's how can we get this team going? How can we get this team better? How can we improve individually. And I like their attitude last night, and it's something that I hope we carry till the end of the year.
And tonight, again, it's the Charlotte Checkers' second straight game. Obviously, Charlotte, I'm sure, wants to get some retribution tonight. Crunch are looking to sweep the little two-game series here. So we know it's a one-game-at-a-time approach. How do you make sure that you guys are getting ready to go here for the second straight game against Charlotte?
Like, keep the same defensive attitude, but let's get better offensively. Let's get more speed to our game, a little bit more structure to our forecheck, and I think we still have room for improvement here tonight.
All right, looking forward to today's The Crunch wrap up their series with the Charlotte Checkers. This is Crunch head coach Ben Groulx. Ben, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks.